Alright, so this is a suggestion via a donation. The name of the video is, what if you lived on Kepler 22b? Let's go check it out. I personally would love to, potentially. But I know our bodies would have to change pretty drastically to be there.
635 light years from where you are sitting, way out there in outer space,
Bro, you are super
lies
animated.
a planet. The first planet to be discovered within the habitable zone of a sun-like star. Its name is Kepler 22b. When a planet is located within a star's habitable zone, it means there's a chance that liquid water exists on its surface.
Right.
And where there's water, there's also the possibility of life. Human life. How long would it take to get to Kepler 22b?
I think personally, based off this question here, how long would it take to Kepler 22b? At least 630 something years if we're able to actually travel at light speed, which we are not, right? So, guys, probably 15. No, yeah, I would say maybe 2,000 years.
What would
Rough
the
estimate.
weather be like over there? And why would you need to get jacked before arriving on this new planet?
Gravity,
This
maybe?
is What If. And here's what would happen if you lived on Kepler 22b.
Yeah, it's definitely gravity.
Kepler 22b
oriented.
is what scientists call an exoplanet. It's
If
a
you have to
planet
pack muscle
outside
on.
our solar system. Spotting an exoplanet like Kepler 22b is often not easy.
Right.
The bright glare of the stars they orbit tends to keep them hidden from our telescopes. What did scientists come up with to get around it? Looking at the stars themselves to see if they can find anything unusual about them. They spotted Kepler 22b using what's called the transit method. They watched Kepler 22, the star this exoplanet orbits around,
Right.
and noticed that its brightness changes over time. That was because Kepler 22b was blocking the star's light. With
Guys, that's genius, guys. That's absolutely genius and exciting.
this, scientists were able to learn both the size of 22b and how it orbits. And it looks like this distant space rock could become our next home. Okay, but what do
Guys, we have a lot closer, like, allegedly habitable planets. Okay, we do. Some of the Gliese, no, never mind. Sorry, the Gliese are super far, bro. The Trappists, I think D is maybe the closest to us, guys. Like 39 light years. I mean, it'll still take like 100 years probably for us to get there, but you know, I think that's probably the closest of. 100 years. I think that's probably the closest to us, guys. Absolutely.
we really
100 of our years.
know about Kepler 22b? Its mass is 36 times that of Earth, with a radius of 2.5 times larger than ours. 1 year on Kepler 22b is 290 days.
Yeah.
It's also located 15% closer to its star than we are to the sun.
And normally that would be a scary thing, but I know for a fact the yellow dwarf that it orbits is not as big as ours, right? So technically it should be a little bit colder on Kepler than Earth is, based on the distance from the sun, right? But it should be colder because even though it's closer, it's still colder, basically, right? But I don't know if this planet is tidally locked or not. I don't know too much about it, but I do know the yellow dwarf that it orbits is smaller, but they are closer.
If Earth scooched over that close to our star,
we'd be done, bro.
you'd be fried.
Yeah.
Kepler 22b, on the other hand, is lucky to have a sun that is remarkably similar to ours, but also smaller and cooler.
Absolutely.
This close proximity to its star allows the planet to receive about the same amount of sunlight as we get over here. The temperature on Kepler 22b
Like summertime
could
all
be
year
about
long.
15 to 22 degrees Celsius. Similar
Like
to
spring.
Earth's spring weather,
Yeah,
and
spring.
quite habitable if you ask me. But Our galaxy can be a cruel place, and not everything is good news. Some models suggest Kepler 22b is rotating on its side, kind of like our very own Uranus. This may sound insignificant, but it adds potentially deadly complications.
Like, you know how people complain, like some of the people that live in like the north of this planet, right? How occasionally some parts of the year they'll just be like stuck in like a perpetual, what seems to be a perpetual like summer of daytime. That would be another issue there, I would say.
This would mean that its north and south poles are shrouded in either darkness or sunlight for half a year.
Longer, yeah.
And this ain't simply a matter of whether you're a daytime or a nighttime person. A world like Kepler 22b spinning on its side means that temperatures could change from boiling to freezing, which wouldn't be great for human life.
Yeah, so we'd have to basically find like a strip of land we can just... No, that wouldn't even matter. Okay, so by this definition, they're definitely not tidally locked, because if they're changing that drastically, then they're not tidally locked. Good, right? Kind of good. I mean... No, it's not good at all. No, it's not good at all. Because, guys, think about this here. It's not like we can find like a strip of land, like on some of the Trappist planets. Some of those are tidally locked, right? So we can find a small strip of land and live on that strip of land permanently, and not ever have to worry about it, because again, where the sun is in terms of where we're moving, it never moves, because we're always in the same pocket. But that also means it'll be always daytime. Okay, wait, that's weird. Imagine a planet where there's no nighttime. I don't know if I like that, guys. Okay, so let's forget these Trappist planets then for now then. Some of them, well, mainly 1D, right?
I know, what a bummer, but don't despair yet, because our galaxy is also big enough to include some hope. New studies suggest that Kepler 22b might be covered in an ocean 50 meters deep. And that ocean would be able to act as natural climate control, keeping the wild temperatures at bay. You see, an ocean can store heat in the summer and release it during the winter, which results in a mild climate. Like you needed another reason to live close to the water.
Hold on.
But hold on. How would you even make it all the way to Kepler 22b? I mean...
Please don't science fiction me right now, bro.
Even if you were traveling at the speed of light, it would take you 635 years.
Right. We would need to create some type of generational ship.
Your best bet could be to hibernate through the trip inside a device that preserves your body.
I specifically asked not to be science fictioned right now, bro.
Way past its natural lifespan. Like cryogenic sleep. NASA has already developed a cryosleep chamber that can lower an astronaut's body temperature
to like 30, 40 degrees.
To as low as 32 degrees Celsius.
Yeah.
This would trigger natural hibernation, during which...
30, I think he just made a mistaken language, guys. 32 degrees Celsius would absolutely not hibernate a body, bro. All right, that's not how that can't work like that, bro. I'm sure he meant Fahrenheit in that instance, because that's 0 Celsius.
This would trigger natural hibernation, during which catheters would provide your body with nutrients and
the body would not survive
any
this
waste.
Trip, bro.
But even in cryosleep, it would be quite the long, risky trip. This leads us to...
Okay, guys, I want to have a slight conversation about this really quickly. I hate the conversation about like cryogenic like sleeping, guys. The concept of it just doesn't work for me. I need to have a better explanation, or someone needs to come up with something better. Okay, I'm sorry. It just all sounds wrong to me. I hear it. You're like, oh, we're going to freeze the body. Then you're going to defrost it and all the cells are going to be dead, bro. That's not how you do it. It can't work like that. You can't just freeze something and then expect for it to just defrost and come back to life, bro. That's not how things work here. At all, guys. The only way I think for this type of thing to work is for, first of all, our brains need constant stimulation, right? Now, if you were to freeze or find a way to put a human being into hibernation, when they're going in, they're going to be one way. So getting jacked, as he said in the beginning of the video here, would not really be beneficial because the muscle mass is just going to go away because there's no movement, bro. You're stuck in one very specific spot. By the time you get out of that, you're going to be basically a skeleton. Even though you're being force fed all type of nutrients, you're still going to be a skeleton, bro. Your muscles not going to work well. You can easily look at the people that come back from the International Space Station, guys, specifically ones who were there for a long period of time. Look at their bodies, bro. Right? I mean, all the working out they can do to try to keep and maintain it for when they hit Earth again. And that's not how things work, bro. Like, people get taller in space, guys. Right? I mean, there's less gravity. There's nothing compacting your spine, bro. You get taller. It's just such a weird argument. I think the only way for it to work is a show called Upload. I think they did the best, I would say, where they're able to separate the consciousness, the overall consciousness, from the human body, right? Separate that. Once you separate it, and then you can figure out how to put that back into a shell body, right? And we're going to have to grow humans, bros. I'm sorry. I understand that's against everything, but we're going to have to grow humans. That's what we're going to have to do, bro. And we're going to have to take our consciousness and put our consciousness into some type of, once we can figure it into some type of like empty shell of a clone, right? But the whole cloning thing also is awkward, because what makes a human? Is it just our consciousness or other things? Like the things that we have come to just completely either bypass, or I don't know. The things that make us us, it's not just our body, right? It's a codependent relationship, I guess, between your mind and the simple pains in your body occasionally that you go through daily that remind you that you are absolutely you. Because putting your consciousness into a brand new shell, it sounds like you're going to go crazy, because you're missing a whole lot of things that really made the person. It's not just the mind. I don't know, guys. It's a tricky situation. I think about these things all the time. That may make me absolutely crazy, but I absolutely fixate on the concept of cryogenics. How are we going to travel these distances? How could we? Unless we can come up with some type of like FTL, like faster than light drive. But now we're going back into science fiction, which I just said, let's not get into science fiction. How can we make this a real thing? How can we get to these places? I don't know. And this is why we haven't gotten anywhere, because I don't think anyone really knows. Until we can find a way to move faster with less energy, but then that goes against every single law, right? Gosh, let's go.
To the most dangerous part about this journey, all that remains unknown about Kepler 22b. For starters, we still don't
Kepler?
really know what gravity is like there.
Absolutely.
It could be twice as strong as our planets.
Twice or maybe 36 times, because it's bigger. Ooh.
If that was the case, a 10-kilogram sack of potatoes would now weigh
360.
20 kilograms.
Because it's 36 times more than us. I don't think it would be double. Double doesn't make any sense, bro.
If that was the case, a 10-kilogram sack of potatoes would now weigh 20 kilograms.
360
and your
kilograms.
body would also factor into the mix. Is your current weight 75 kilograms?
Right.
Well, good luck suddenly dealing with 150 kilograms
75 times 36.
of you. And just for safety, settlers such as yourself would need to bulk up. Really bulk up. Only through intense strength training would you increase your chances of being able to walk on Kepler 22b.
Okay, I'm severely disagreeing with this entire segment here. I don't think that we would be able to even function on a planet like this. Like, think about the amount of pressure that's being put onto your body. You coming from here, and your body is meant for this very specific atmosphere and gravity levels and level of pressure that are normally on your joints, right? I don't think that if you times your body weight by 36, no matter how big you get, you're going to be able to maintain that, bro. I don't think so. Personally, I do not believe that you will be able to maintain that weight. We're gonna need some type of like exosuit, if that makes any sense, guys. That is kind of science fiction, I understand, but that's actually technology that can be created. All it is creating, making sure we have metals that can sustain like inside of our legs and outside of our legs and our arms, and make sure all of our movement. But think about this at the same time. It's not just your legs and your arms that are moving. It's everything else that needs to also function. And now imagine putting 36 times the amount of pressure on every part of your internal organs. Will your heart be able to even function on a planet like this? Okay, no. Oh God, guys. I don't know, guys. Maybe we shouldn't go to Kepler. Now that I'm sitting here thinking about all of these things, guys, no. Never mind. I don't want to go to Kepler.
And once you got jacked on Earth,
Bro.
you'd have to figure out ways to preserve that muscle through all 635 years of light-speed travel.
There's no way.
But humans aren't the only life form that would be affected by a stronger gravity. Plants brought from Earth for oxygen and nutrition might not survive on Kepler 22b when you try growing them there.
Bro, imagine if it starts raining on Kepler or like hail. Bro, guys, we're going to get one-shotted by raindrops. Oh God, this is a horror story now, guys. Let's stay on Earth. I mean, I get it. We probably only have roughly 5 billion years on this planet before it's basically destroyed. And when our sun dies and our sun turns into a red dwarf and basically just sucks up our planet like a vacuum. God. Okay, we need to go somewhere. All right, I agree. Right. The only way for the human race to continue on is if we literally leave this planet. We have to find a way to leave this planet, but we also need to find a way to live somewhere else, and the atmosphere and the pressure not just instantly obliterate us as soon as we get there. That's what we need to figure out. But we have 5 billion years to figure it out. But I don't think, honestly, with how we are against each other, guys, we're going to destroy ourselves before the red dwarf liquidates us.
And if you brought any animals with you, they'd need to step up the evolution process. Higher gravity could lead to creatures developing additional legs to move around.
Yeah.
It could also determine the location and size of internal organs.
Everything would have to get
But the mysteries don't end there.
Muscular.
Scientists still don't know for sure that Kepler 22b is even a rocky planet. It might be gaseous, similar to Neptune, or it could be entirely covered with water.
Yeah, because the water it's just purely speculative, guys, because it's blue, so we just instantly think it's water.
If you and the other first settlers woke up from your cryo-sleep and found yourself on a gas planet, yeah, that would be a downer.
Yeah, we're done.
You wouldn't have a solid surface to even land your ship. Not to mention a place to set up camp.
Right.
In that case, you and your crew would need to figure out how to build a cloud city orbiting the planet. If
that's the case, then we can go to Mars. Bro, this is not... If we have to build a cloud city because we can't be on the ground, bro, we might as well stay within our just like immediate solar system. If that's the case, that would be a more logical thing to do. It just doesn't seem very viable to specifically a one-way trip being 640 years, then coming back saying, "Hey guys, we messed up. There's no land here, so we need to come back here. Then we're going to spend another 640 years. Nah, bro, we're just gonna go to Mars. All right, we're just going to Mars. That's it.
On an ocean planet, a submarine town would be in order. Discovering Kepler 22b is a rocky planet would be hitting the jackpot then, right? Well, not so fast. Venus is also made of rock, and yet its dense atmosphere, consisting of greenhouse gases,
we don't want nothing to do with Venus.
Uninhabitable, with scorching temperatures
And
far
pressure.
too hot for liquid water. If this was also the situation with Kepler 22b, our only chance at thriving on this exoplanet would be to employ robots that could build underground shelters. The place where maybe, just maybe, the
It'll be like 20 degrees cooler. Bro, that's still not...
temperature might be cool enough for you to bear.
No, it won't be.
It just goes to show you that a prime location is no guarantee for human survival.
Right.
And as exciting as it might seem to find other worlds to inhabit, our own Earth remains the perfect habitat for humanity. But sometimes, the slightest change can shake its ideal balance. Just turn off the oxygen supply for 5 seconds and a raging sunburn is in the cards for you. But that's a story.
Well, not me specifically. I've never burnt in the sun before. I've spent time in the desert with no cover on me. I've never burnt. Either way, that's not the point. The point is, I don't think I like Kepler 22b anymore. All right? I never thought about a lot of these things, a whole lot of brand new information. I personally think that if we're going to find somewhere to like further the human race, I definitely would probably suggest looking around red dwarfs. Not so much the yellow dwarfs specifically. I mean, there's a lot of things we can do in 10 billion years. There's a lot of things. If we're able to maintain some type of civility, then we can definitely build something absolutely amazing within the time span of 10 billion years. But the red dwarf, I think it's like 70 billion years or something, guys. If we find a planet that's orbiting a red dwarf, all right, and we can somehow make any of those planets habitable, bro, we'll take over the whole solar system of that red dwarf and then all the other neighboring solar systems. We will find the secrets of the universe in 70 billion years, guys, right? Because then we'll know how to move to another planet when this planet is gone. You see what I'm saying here, guys? Because if we keep having to reset our knowledge base after a couple thousand years, like we've been doing, right, then we have a problem. Okay, all right, we have a massive, massive problem. I suggest red dwarf planets instead of a yellow dwarf. I understand, right? Yellow dwarfs, habitable, super close to what we're used to, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But they have a shelf life of 10 billion years, bro. The Earth is 4 billion years old. All right? We have like 5 to 6 billion more years left on this planet, then it's gone. So we need to find a way off of this planet and then onto another one. And maybe, just maybe, we'll find the people that have left this planet. Most likely, the aliens that we are seeking are just ourselves, but evolved to live and function on other planets. Guys, I have so many theories. I have so many theories. Right? But all right, listen. Enough of this. Guys, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day and enjoy your day thoroughly. All right? Seriously.